Hello everyone, my name's Tyler. Welcome to episode 7 of Fortnite Battle Royale Ideas, a series where you give me your ideas for Fortnite and I will give you my thoughts and implementations on the ideas. In this video, we will be talking about a Christmas winter update. Today's video idea comes from Seba, who says, I would like to see weather in the game based on seasons. Christmas is coming up, and I would love for it to snow when I'm playing. It can open up new locations like snow caves and new vantage points. What I want to see is the main lake turn into an ice skate ring, making for a funny new mechanic. As soon as I read this comment, I was all over the idea. They could do so many cool things with a Christmas or a winter update, and I like the ideas that were presented. Thank you, Seba, for the comment. When I think of this update, I think of combining Christmas and winter. I mean, the two basically go hand in hand. I will first go over some specific Christmas ideas, then go over some specific winter ideas. However, both sets of ideas would be included in one update that I imagine would run from, let's say, December 1st to January 31st. So, when I talk about these Christmas ideas, imagine snow and all the other winter ideas I'm about to say included with the Christmas ideas and vice versa. What comes to mind at Christmas time? Santa, Jesus, presents, decorations? Let's start with the battle bus. As soon as you load into the map, instead of hearing honks from the bus, imagine you hear a hearty ho 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 from Santa's magical sleigh. A complete reskin of the battle bus that you would drop from, as the snow falls from the sky. What would be even greater is if they added new Christmas skins and you saw a bunch of Buddy the Elf looking characters diving out of the sleigh. Now, typically, after the start of the game, the battle bus no longer serves a purpose, but Santa's magical sleigh is a different story. Instead of a tingling sound before a loot drop, you would hear a ho 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 from Santa once again. This would be a new audio cue for loot drops. You would look to the sky to see Santa's sleigh zipping by and dropping off a giant balloon tied to a wrapped present with rare goodies inside. Not only would loot drops be skinned as presents, but ammo boxes and chests would also look like wrapped gifts as well. My next idea is totally game changing. I really like it, but tell me what you think. The Star of Bethlehem. You know the story of the 3 wise men who followed the star to Bethlehem so they could give gifts to baby Jesus? You're probably thinking, what in the world could Fortnite do with this? Okay, so here it is. Put a star up in the sky, and whatever direction the star is in is where the circle will ultimately end up. So instead of just knowing where the next circle will close in, you know where all the circles and ultimately the final fight for victory will go down. This is game changing because if it were me, I'd head towards the star immediately and start building up the biggest fortification I could where I knew the circle would end up. I would either do that, or I would know that other people would also try to do that, and I would pick off everyone from behind going towards that location. What do you think of the star idea? It would definitely change the meta and how people played, but it'd only be during this update. Maybe the star wouldn't appear until after the battle bus, or Santa's sleigh in this case, was all the way across the map, because if you could see it from the bus, I would think most people would drop at the same time. You could also put specific items such as gold, frankincense, and myrrh in chests, or in this case presents, that would allow you to see the star. Other Christmas ideas could be adding in a sort of jingle bell trap. Something placed like a normal trap but is more discreet, and instead of it doing lethal damage, it would simply notify you of an enemy presence by creating a jingle sound. And then of course, decorations. You'd have to have decorations. Houses would have lights on them, pine trees would be strung with lights and have ornaments hanging from them. Any items from sleighs to eggnog would be laying throughout the map. Players would be wearing Santa hats, different areas of the map could have different Christmas themes. The aesthetic possibilities are endless. And of course, Christmas and winter, like I said, go hand in hand. All of these ideas would have a backdrop of snow. What would a winter event be without snow? Snow opens up a lot of potential for new ideas. Snow could fall slow and elegantly, that is, until you start nearing the storm, in which case it would fall harder and faster, becoming foggier and impeding vision. Then if you're in the storm, it would turn into an all-out blizzard. Snowfall at any level would change the distance at which you would notice players. Snow could be all over, or parts of the map might not get touched. Maybe snow is falling on parts of the map and other parts have clear skies. Maybe each game the areas of snowfall change. Clear skies with snow on the ground would be another visual change. Depending on what direction you were looking, the sun would reflect off the ground making it harder to see, but other directions would be easier to see because it's brighter without shining towards you. Visually, snow would look a lot different than the current lush green landscape we have. Not a bad thing, I'm picturing a winter wonderland. You could introduce things like snowdrifts and snow caves. Snowdrifts would be mounds of snow, basically changing the current terrain. It wouldn't be like an entirely new map, but lines of sights and elevations would change, making engagements, routes, and more feel fresh and new. Ice caves would be similar in that they would be little coves of snow. Think of them as the new bush tactic. All the bushes are gone or covered by snow. Now you have snow coves dotted around the map that don't totally conceal you, but if an enemy happens to be running from just the right angle of you, you can stay hidden. Maybe you could even pickaxe a cove into the snow mound. Footsteps and sound in general are obviously a huge part of Fortnite. Replace the current footstep sounds on the ground with that crunchy snow footstep sound. Not only that, but what happens when you walk through snow? You leave footprints. Imagine, footprints left by all 100 people everywhere you go. You would see the battle scars of multiple people fighting, trying to sort through the chaos of multiple sets of footprints until you finally see one trail leading out. Follow the trail and take out your enemy, but always watch your back. There's a lot of ways you could do footprints. Snowfall could even cover up footprints over time. There's some ideas from my tracker dart video that could be applied to these footprints. Check it out. If footprints were a thing, you could even add in snowshoes as an item so you wouldn't leave footprints. Footprints are one way to better spot your enemies in the snowy landscape. Another could be being able to see their breath. Seeing a puff of fog coming from an open window could be enough to spot that enemy waiting for you. With this cold weather, you better believe that Loot Lake has frozen over. Not only Loot Lake, but also Moisty Mire and the river. Instead of moving slower through these bodies of water, you now move faster, but at a decreased rate of control. Your momentum would carry your movement, making you slide around. Can you picture gunfights on Loot Lake with a bunch of players sliding on ice almost uncontrollably as bullets whiz past them? I imagine accidental deaths and team play would happen, but think about how entertaining it would be. Trying to be the first one to a chest on a boat, but you end up sliding right past it. Crafting is an integral part of Fortnite. We can't leave that without any ideas. Iron could become brittle, taking less damage to get rid of, or what if ramps and floors became ice covered, much like the bodies of water? This could happen instantly, or what I'm thinking is it would happen over time. So you build a ramp and 10 seconds later it becomes ice covered. This would allow you to build up on a high hill, and then you wouldn't be able to be followed because the ramp would be too slick to climb. This would also be fun because after you've reached the top and you want to head back down, you can zip down the hill using your ice covered ramp covering great distance or getting away from enemies or the storm. Floors as well as ramps could be built behind you to disorientate the enemy, or maybe you could lay down a trap and they'll slide right into the floor spikes you've set out for them. Thank you, Seba, for the comment. You had some great ideas. I believe that they will do some sort of winter update. We will just have to wait and see what they implement. They've said a new limited time mode is on the way. I'm thinking something to do with a snowball fight. Let me know in the comments what you think would be great ideas for a winter or Christmas update, and what do you think of the ones I mentioned. If you enjoyed the gameplay or commentary, give the video a thumbs up to show your support. Thanks for watching, subscribe for Fortnite and all things gaming. This has been Toast, and I'll see you on the next video.